I may not have a gavel, but I have my mic at the ready here at the preview of All Rise, a new CBS show about the Superior Court of Los Angeles. All that and more with me, Kristin Vartan, for PressPassLA. I mean, you've been a superhero on, TV for a while. You were the first female superhero.
It was Misty Knight was the first black female superhero ever drawn, ever created, and I got to breathe life into that character. And she predated Storm. She predated the wonderful characters that we see in all of these new iterations, and the Black Panther, cast.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. But Misty Knight was the first one, and it was such an honor to be able to be her.
And now you're like a real life superhero now, because judges are fighting to defend people, make sure that the right outcome comes in court. So what do you think this show brings to that realness of American judicial system?
I think that we tackle some very present issues, and we do it in a way that shows that we can be creative. Our writers and our staff, some of them are lawyers and people from the legal system.
Oh, wow.
What their aim is to show and to bring some humanity to the legal system. And so as a judge with a new kind of cape on, a new form of a superhero, it feels great to breathe life into that.
Well, I gotta ask, so you were in Heart of Dixie and you were, breaking hearts and catching hearts on that show.
Yeah, that's true.
So tell me about the heart on this show. Like, what do you think makes the show so emotional? I was hearing about some emotion from Simone.
Yeah. Look, I think what will make this show successful is the heart of the show, and that's the heart of all of the cast who you've been talking to and meeting tonight. It's an incredibly lovely group of people, an incredibly talented group of actors, and the relationships that we are embodying on camera reflect all that stuff. And that's what brings the heart to the show. I mean, because quite frankly, there are 100 courtroom dramas out there.
Yeah, definitely, with How to Get Away with Murder, and yeah.
But this is, I really genuinely feel like this is a very special show, and a lot of that comes from the group of people that's been assembled to tell these stories.
What does All Rise bring that's different, that rises above, if you will, these other shows?
That was a good one there.
Thank you. I'm a punter. It's what I do.
I really feel after, we're going into our 7th episode now, and so I'm kind of, when you start working on a new show, you're kind of discovering what it is. What is this, right? With every episode that passes, what I feel separates our show from the others is not that they haven't had this, but we have a lot of heart and a lot of hope in our shows. And we talk a lot about a lot of the issues that we're experiencing now in our country, and they're not always fun, and a lot of them are really heavy and hard, but we present it with a lot of humanity and humor, but also we don't shy away from the reality of it. But I think we deal with it in a way that keeps our spirits hopeful and keeps us looking to what we can be and what we're capable of. And I just think it's a very lovely, humane, kind show.
So I know that the show deals with a lot of the judicial system in Los Angeles specifically. So what kind of conversation do you think the show's going to create during this time when we have the 2020 campaigns happening and a very tumultuous time in the judicial system?
Yeah. So, people are craving an authenticity, right, and a vulnerability, right? And, the writers, they're writing the hearts, open, and I think that's going to really resonate with people, you know what I mean? And, we definitely pull some headlines, but there's an authenticity and a vulnerability to these characters that I think people are going to be able to connect with.
You have a great background in crime and legal related television. So how did that prepare you for this role?
Honestly, not a whole lot. Because this is the first time I've played a judge. I've played an attorney once, but I didn't spend a whole lot of time in the courtroom in that project. So this has been a real learning experience for me. Yes, I have played a lot of cops, detectives, criminalists, but I have been enjoying the process, meeting with women judges, speaking with them, being in their courtroom, seeing how they adjudicate. That's been fascinating, and that's what I mean, most actors, that's what they love most about the job, is that it takes them into these worlds or these fields that they knew not a whole lot about. So that's exciting.
So, Greg, you executive produced All Rise. So, why was the story important to you personally?
I think it's really exciting to look at the American justice system right now through a fresh lens. You know, we have 7 lead characters growing every week, and, you know, the majority of them are women and diverse. And to look at the justice system through that lens, I love the big tent ensemble dramas of broadcast. You know, I love Shonda, I love John Wells, Steve Bochco, those shows. And we wanted to do that with this kind of cast. And the other thing that sort of about those shows that we're trying to capture and move into the 21st century is humor. It's humor and emotion, as well as sort of hopefully some gut-wrenching legal stories where people are fully invested in what the outcome is going to be.